Hello everybody, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and today we are returning to Grand Tactician, the Civil War, our Let's Play series of the Whiskey and Lemons DLC, which allows you to kind of add some role-playing elements to this game where you play as one individual commander now in the campaign, and you try and rank yourself up, expand your command, get promotions, you know, do things like that. We are currently a Major General. We've spent the prestige to get ourselves promoted to Lieutenant General, but I do not have a command that is worthy of Lieutenant General, so I'm still a lowly Major General. We have just fought a battle. Oh, where was it? Down here? What town is that? Near Sperryville? I can't see the town name here. But in any way, the event, we just fought a battle down here north of Madison Courthouse. We were defeated. The division was pretty badly shot up. We lost about 3/10 of our force. About 30 to 40% of our force were casualties. We're not really ready to fight again. So what we're actually going to do is we're going to fall back to Washington, and then I am going to try to get myself promoted to an army command. Now, I don't have the prestige to take over an actual army command. So what we're going to do is a little bit creative. We're going to go ahead and take a department command, which is effectively a division, but structured as sort of an army. I don't think it's technically an army in the game. It might be a corps, but we're going to take command of a department. We're going to shift our division into that department before we take command. And then hopefully that'll give us effectively an army command of 2 divisions, and around 20,000 men is sort of my hope. But the first thing we ought to do is fall back out of harm's way. We've got 2 rebel divisions here just in front of us. We're ordering the withdrawal back to Washington so we can spend some time getting these disabled troops back, these walking wounded troops back into the fight, so that we can strengthen our force. The game is currently in July of 1863, so we are a good deal of the way into the war. The Confederate national morale is down to 40%. The Union is winning in that regard, 62 to 40. We briefly took over Richmond, but lost it. The Rebs briefly took over Washington, D.C., but lost it. In terms of casualties, the Rebs are losing considerably more than us, 127,000 rebel casualties versus only 96,000 Federal. So the war is going reasonably well. The Federals have also won 53 battles versus 48 for the Rebs. But a lot of these battles are sort of undersized, division-sized fights because the AI doesn't do a great job of consolidating forces. It sort of springs up a whole bunch of different divisions and formations, but it doesn't do a great job of concentrating. Now, the Rebs have been. The AI rebel units have been concentrated and individually attacking divisions of ours, be it in the Valley or other locations where we've been vulnerable. The Union AI looks like maybe it's starting to consolidate some forces here in 63. We got a big chunk down here in the southern end of the Valley and a big chunk here in northwestern Virginia. But I don't know. I guess we'll see. In our previous fights, a lot of them have been individual divisions or 2 at the most, isolated and easily defeated by either one side or the other. So let's go ahead and accelerate time so we can get our division pulled out of here. Also, I think there was a fight down here in the south. Oh, apparently, maybe we won the last battle then. Yeah, we did, I think. In any event, the division was pretty shot up. All right, so we have pulled the army back to Washington, D.C., and now we have to go ahead and look for potential commands for us to take over. So let's go ahead and pull up the Manage the Army screen. Now, right now, you will see that we are not able to take command of the army in northeastern Virginia. It would cost 15,000 prestige, so well more than we can. There's only divisions in this army. There are no corps, so I can't just be like, hey, let's take a corps and then, you know, we'll get promoted to lieutenant general, and maybe if we're promoted to lieutenant general, it would make this prestige cost less because we'd be a more senior rank. But in any event, I can't really do that. And Flaming, thank you very much for the resub. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and look for a command that we can take over, which again, not going to be the Army of Occupation. It's another big force, 66,000 men. That would require a lot of prestige. The Department of Virginia, we could potentially take command of that. It's only 3,800 prestige. We've got about 7,400. Again, it's a department. I think it's technically a corps. It's got these 3 little X's above the HQ. Although the Army of Occupation also has 3 little X's too. So Although I think those are because they were armies that were originally formed before we had the core tech unlocked. I actually think those are core commands, because the 20th core here, Clark's 20th core, also the 3Xs. By the way, the 20th core, lol, it's a core and it has 40,000 men and costs 9,100 prestige to take over. That's bigger than some of the actual armies. But in terms of like the best force to take over, you know, the 13th core is about 5,900 men. We could, I guess, take that over fairly cheaply. We'd have about 12,000 men, maybe when healthy, close to 16,000 men. But I actually think the Department of New York of Virginia is the best to try and take over. They're also kind of the most experienced, I think. Department of Pennsylvania, 58,000. Yeah, so the Department of Virginia has 13,000. If we add our almost 7,000 to it, we'll have 20,000 men. So that's what I think we're going to do. So what we have to do first is go ahead and transfer our division into the Department of Virginia, which I forget how we do this. Request transfer. Influence high command and request transfer of your commanded units to this unit. So yeah, we'll do that. It doesn't cost me any prestige, I'm guessing because my rank or whatever, but I can go ahead and the longer you've served in your current unit, the lower the prestige cost. So we've been in our current unit for like 2 years almost now, I think. So we'll go ahead and request transfer of our division into the Department of Virginia. Your command and all subordinate units will be transferred. So do that. And there you have it. McCormick's division, that's me, now under General Butler. And now what we can do is we can go ahead and apply for command, which now that we're in this division, now that we're in this army actually. Oh, did the cost... Oh, the cost went up because we joined the force, so now it's a bigger formation. In any event, I can still afford it, so I'll go ahead and apply for command. And there you go. I'm now in command of the Department of Virginia. Let's go ahead and close this window here for a sec. So there you go. Actually, it's got 4 stars now. So I think it's now an army command, although it doesn't say 4 stars here, so maybe it's still just a core command in theory. But in any event, we now have command of 2 divisions and then some extra units, some infantry units not assigned to a division here. So let's do this. There's a cavalry regiment in Stone's Division 2. Let's go ahead and transfer that to Campbell's brigade. So we have our cavalry brigade all concentrated together. We have 2,100 prestige. And now that we have multiple divisions, I think what we're going to do is we're going to form artillery-only brigades, effectively artillery battalions. So a big chunk of this episode, guys, is going to be army reorg, which may not be super sexy, but I do like the way that the game handles some of these things. So first things first, Stone's division is 6,100 men. Harrison's division, which is my old division, the Butcher division, is 7,700 men. And then we've got some miscellaneous troops for a total force of 20,600, 1,700 disabled. So we could have as much as 22,000 soldiers with this formation. That's not a bad force, especially with the inability of the AI, in my opinion, to concentrate. I don't think I've seen the AI put more than about 34, maybe just shy of 40,000 men into the field. You know, the last time we fought a really big battle, we were outnumbered almost 2.5 to 1. And so that's not likely with our current formation. We would at least, you know, we could still go in outnumbered, but not quite as badly. So let's do this. We're going to have 3 or 4 regiments of infantry in every single brigade. So some of these guys already have Lorenz's too, which is nice. So let's go ahead and transfer some troops around. Is this a regiment? Okay. I don't know why there's independent regiments here. So we're actually going to do... I think we'll do 4 regiments per brigade. That seems about right. And then I'm also going to form a new unit. Oh, no, that's not what I want to do. A new sort of artillery battalion, if you will. I don't think any of this stuff is costing me prestige, but you can see here now Stone's division, we added one of these independent regiments to it. It has Willard's Brigade, and we'll take a look at the commanders and maybe shuffle them around a bit in a sec. But we've got Willard's Brigade here, used to be Stone's Brigade, and we've got Colonel George Cole's Brigade here. So the 1st and 2nd Brigade in Stone's division. Let's actually just rename this the 1st Brigade, just to keep things straight on the battlefield. Hey, Math, there's been a few updates. I'm not sure which one you're comparing it to. So here you go. We've got Colonel Morton Hunter commanding 2 battalions of artillery. So there's 4 regiments in each of those divisions, or each of those brigades. Von Steinwehr currently has 4 regiments, so that's good. He's got the 8th, 29th, 39th, and 19th. Sweeney has the 16th, 18th, 31st, and 17th. Kiefer has the 68th, 70th, 23rd, and 30th. So each one of my brigades right now is already established as a 4-regiment brigade. We're going to add a artillery command here. So we're breaking our artillery out, so brigades will no longer have dedicated artillery assigned to them, but I'm okay with that. So Hobart's division has 3 infantry brigades of 4 regiments each, and then a artillery battalion with 3 batteries. I'm going to add a new brigade to Stone's division, and then we're going to go ahead and assign 4 of these independent regiments to it. Well, how long they're going to take to show up, we'll take a look at that in a minute. 2 days, so they'll arrive quickly. All right. All right, so I shifted them under Hobart and then shifted them back just because aesthetically I like the infantry to all be in one block on this OOB screen. So, yeah, I did that. All right, these are both divisions. We've got 3 regiments of cavalry. I'm tempted to set up a cavalry division too. I mean, it is a corps effectively, so go ahead and set up a new division. And then we'll recruit 1 new cavalry regiment just so we've got an even 2 brigades of cavalry, each with 2 regiments. We're going to recruit something from out east, though, so they recruit more quickly. I've got enough prestige, I think, to recruit a new unit. So let's do Rhode Island. Would that be the quickest? Maryland, we don't have any recruits for. District of Columbia, we don't have any recruits for. West Virginia, we don't have any recruits for, nor Virginia. Oh, we do have some volunteers, actually. I was looking at the draftee column. So let's do... Well, the support in these different states isn't great. Who's got the highest support? Iowa? Well, we're not pulling from Iowa. West Virginia has no volunteers right now. Damn. All right, I guess we'll do Vermont, maybe? Or Rhode Island? I guess we'll do Rhode Island. I don't even know if I have any units from Rhode Island. I don't want to do a 1,000-man regiment. Let's do 750. I assume it'll be slightly cheaper. Man, that's going to be an oversized... Oh, God. This regiment is nearly wiped out. They only have 129 men left. Raising a regiment was only 200 prestige. These both have Spencers. Let's merge these 2 regiments, the 1st Vermont and the 14th Pennsylvania. I guess I can't do that. Interesting. It doesn't look like I can merge any of these guys. Oh, you can merge some of them. Certain types of units. Or they have the same weapons? Or I'm not sure what the... Anyway, I'd like to merge the 1st Vermont and 14th Pennsylvania, but for the moment we're going to have undersized regiments. We've got a division here under Campbell with 1,000 men. That doesn't seem right. This is not a 1,000-man unit. There's like 300 men there. Let's pull this up. Is it updated now? That number is not right. In any event, 798 men here with Spencer repeating rifles in the 2nd Iowa Cavalry. Smith carbines here in the 1st Rhode Island. Spencer carbines in the 14th Pennsylvania and 1st Virginia. And then we've got 2 remaining infantry regiments just hanging out, needing to be assigned somewhere. So I suppose if we've got a brigade or whatever that's light size-wise, 3,800, 3,700, 3,300, 2,000, 1,900, and 2,600. These guys, all right, so I think Sweeney's brigade could use one of these extra regiments. Oh, wow, these are huge regiments, too. All right, so one of these regiments will go to Sweeney's brigade. It'll be a 5th regiment, but it'll size them up nicely. Steinville will have 2,500 troops. So yeah, these are both going to go to Hobart's division. All right. And then what we've got to do is take a look at the commanders. Okay. 4 days, 2 days. It is going to take 31 days for the 1st Rhode Island to be recruited, but at least the 2nd Iowa, which is the lone regiment in the 2nd Cavalry Brigade, has more men than the entire 1st Cavalry Brigade, so. We're going to rename this the 1st Brigade because it is the first of the... Okay. So the 1st division, the Butcher division, I'm going to keep its name just so I remember my roots. So Stone's division is about 10,000 men. The Butcher division will have about 9,000 once the disabled troops return. We've got a battery of 5 and 5 guns, and then a battery of 5, 6, and 4. Let's raise one more artillery unit. So we'll have 3 artillery batteries in each force here. It is going to take about a month for them all to get sorted out. Can we also upgrade their guns? I'm a fan of the 3-inch ordnance rifle. I think it was probably the best field piece in the war that was produced at scale. So let's give them those. Do my troops all have rifles? August rifle musket, Lorenz, Augustin, Springfield musket. All right, so I'm going to have to upgrade some of these boys. I don't know. What is the Augustin? Oh, it's a shitty smoothbore that's re-bored. At least it's rifled, though. It's weird that the Lorenz is just like available in unlimited supply, whereas the Springfield rifled musket is not. You'd think imported rifles from Austria would be a little bit harder to get. Same for the Spencer and the Henry. Like, I can just order them. They cost more prestige, but in any event, let's go ahead and upgrade the troops that we can to Lorenz's. I don't know that I have enough for everybody, but I want everybody that I can get to get Lorenz rifled muskets. I want everybody to have rifled muskets if possible. I'm going to be running pretty thin on the prestige, but and that whole division is sitting on Springfields. And I'm burning through my prestige. All right, I'm at 1100. No, I'm not. Now I'm down to 900. I don't really want to drop further prestige-wise. I want a little bit of a buffer. So the whole, all of Stone's division, all 10,000 have at least rifled muskets. I don't know why the Lorenz says it's a rifle. It is a rifled musket. It does fire a Miniate style ball. All of the Butcher division, all of the regiments that were with the Butcher division have rifled muskets. They all have the Lorenz, so we're pretty standardized. The exception are going to be the newly assigned regiments, the 7th New York and the 5th New York. But we'll just leave that as is. Field gun, 10 pound. There's no standardization in my artillery, but that's okay. Maybe they have prime 2-day shipping on the Lorenzas. Yeah, maybe. All right, so let's also take a look at our division commanders. Stone is a major general with quite a bit of experience. Not super famous, but he is pretty experienced, so we're not going to touch him. We'll leave him in command. Willard, brigadier general with 1 star. Is there anybody who should be promoted into his place? Anybody with just drowning in stars and the rank of a colonel? Joseph Reynolds. His fame is very low, though. He's very much an old hand. He's got good traits, but I don't think he's famous enough to warrant a promotion. Sorry. Same for William Jackson. We're going to promote Lieutenant Charles Smith just because, but he's still not going to be a brigadier general with that promotion. Okay. Von Steinwehr. Let's promote him to brigadier general. Let's just real quick. Hobart's a brigadier general, right? Von Steinwehr is a 2-star fame. Is there anybody? No, they're all 2-star. Well, 3-star for Brigadier General Willard, but he's already a brigadier general. Anyway, hopefully promoting von Steinwehr will make him happy. Anybody who's 5 stars in my book gets promoted. In terms of their experience. But I guess we're going with Hobart. I don't know if there's a better guy to command here. Charles Roberts is a lieutenant colonel. There are major generals, but nobody with more experience, stars-wise. So I guess we'll leave the commanders as they are. Can I concentrate the whole force here in DC? Wait, Butler's in command of the cavalry division? He probably hates me for taking his command from him. Maybe he's glad I gave him command of a division. I don't want Butler. Look at his fame. I guess he's not too terrible. I mean, he's not very good. Also, commanders like it when you promote them. Good to know. No, he's not infamous. He's famous. So it would probably cost a lot of political stuff to remove him at this point. But let's go ahead and move we're going to concentrate everybody in DC. So we're going to get the whole gang together. 1st Division, Cavalry Division, the whole formation is going to form up at DC and get ready to move. 1st Division's already down here in the south, but I don't want them hanging out on their own, and the other divisions need some time to rest. So my prestige is currently 980. I'm in the middle of doing some actions. I'm currently working on studying operations. So It doesn't look like I can, and also it says rank progression 100%, but I need to be a higher command. I don't know if being put in charge of a corps maybe will get me promoted to lieutenant general. I guess we'll see. But I need to wait the 11 days to finish study operations, and then I need to do something that works on my fame because my prestige. I could also use more money though too. It's like now that I'm a corps commander, I can get nicer stuff, I think. Although most of the stuff I have now is pretty... Maybe I can get a nicer uniform, nicer horse, but we'll hold off on that. I don't have a lot of money to spend. Also, I'm currently 32nd on the leaderboard here. Who's first? I'm guessing Grant. Yep, Grant, Sherman, Meade. I'm glad they put Meade above Sheridan. Sheridan had some impressive moments, but he's a little bit too much of an egotist for me. I do like Meade. I think he's a little bit undervalued in sort of the historiography. So glad they put him at third. Okay, so let's get going here. Now that we've done the reorganization and stuff, we'll get our force concentrated at... Hey, there you go. Corps. In addition to moving your HQ on the campaign map, you can have multiple independently operating sub-HQs directly under your command. You can manage and move them from all freely on the campaign map. If any of your sub-units engage in battle, you can take command of them in the field. Only if you are personally present in the battle, you will receive full prestige from combat actions. Influencing commanders not under your command is still possible, as is influencing projects and policies. These actions cost less prestige due to your high position. Hell yeah. Does that mean I'm going to be promoted to Lieutenant General? Alright, so everybody's now in DC. Still a Major General. I would think being a Corps Commander would be enough to be a Lieutenant General, but maybe not. Have a DC poker tournament. Philip Kearney is somewhere on the list, I think. Dan Sickles. He should not be anywhere on this list. That fucker was incompetent. I don't buy the bullshit of like, oh, he blunted Longstreet's attack at Gettysburg. No, he nearly lost the Battle of Gettysburg and then spent the rest of his life politicking and arguing why he was actually the savior of Gettysburg. Actually, part of the reason that Meade's reputation is not better is because of the fact that Sickles and others waged a political war against him to sort of make it like Meade wasn't even really in command. It was the Corps commanders. That's why, like, when you watch the movie Gettysburg, it's like Meade is like in literally a 2-second clip, and then the rest of it is like Hancock and Buford and briefly Reynolds, and like they're the only senior Union commanders. Meanwhile, the whole movie is like Lee, Lee, Lee. It's like, okay, so you get the Army command on one side and you get nothing on the other. Anyway, all right. So also, this is new. We've got a lot more positions to fill now that we're a Corps commander. We need a chief of staff, which is now actually a pretty senior command and costs a decent amount of prestige to assign someone, but we do need it. It says chief of staff coordinates the work of your staff officers. He's your deputy in your absence. He'll get most out of your staffers, but is important in solving problems. Now, I don't know if I can, like, it'd be cool if you could promote some of these guys, like my aide de camp, if I could make him a colonel. My adjutant general is Andrew Smith, who's a 2-star. One of the things I don't like is how every single commander here is a 2-star in terms of their efficiency, their staff skill. Why is there no variability? All of these guys are basically the same. It's all 2 to 1.5 stars. There's one guy who's a 1-star, but like everybody is, this is actually 1.25. This is 1, but there's just not enough variability. I don't know if their staff skill goes up with time. Apparently Nathaniel Lyon is still alive. He didn't die out west early in the war. Seems like the best officer to choose. He's the most expensive, or maybe Captain Henry Judah, but I'm guessing the chief of staff of a corps is probably not a captain, right? Like I think Longstreet's was Major Sorrell, right? He was a major. Actually, Lieutenant Colonel Gabriel R. Paul even has 1 star as a commander of something. So I guess we'll put him in charge. So staff effects plus 6.6 cunning and staff efficiency. We have a quartermaster who was at our division level, but obviously we lost him now that we're at a corps. Ordnance, artillery, engineer, medical. There's a lot of different commanders here. But in order to make sure that our supplies and everything are good, like obviously I'm going to want a quartermaster. I kind of feel like some of these are decisions without a whole lot of, oh, he's now a major general. Not that I made him was he already a major general? I wasn't paying attention. But I do feel like a little bit of this is kind of like, okay, it's cool that you can select this, but I don't know that there's any meaning to any of this. Other than you spend prestige. Like it does have effects. How's artillery? What does that do? Artillery experience goes up. So obviously it impacts to equip these guys in your formation. But I just don't know, like choosing between them, there's not enough difference to matter. Now that I'm spending all the prestige that I had left. But I'm going to assume having these guys is just so much more valuable than not. Like subsistence increases our food supply. Ordnance increases our ammunition. More engineering points. Better medical care. I wish I could kick this companion out. Give me a new companion. I don't need a conforming staffer. But we got a pretty damn big staff now. I'm the very model of a modern major general. That's damn right. Soon to be lieutenant general. I hope. There was no real reason, if I'd known I wasn't going to get promoted, then I wouldn't have even spent the prestige to fill that bar out. That was kind of pointless, but anyway. So let's see here. The Butcher Division is going to need some time to refit. The Cavalry Division 2. The First Division's already in green, but we're gonna have to wait. We'll let these guys chill in DC where they should draw good supplies. We'll keep a little bit of an eye on what's going on down here in the south. Maybe I'll gain some prestige. A new companion. A Civil War battlefield is a scary place, making your stomach turn. Good thing you ran into a logistician who guided you to take care of more important things first. If the men are not supplied... Okay. His presence increases my administration. Now, I will say my administration is already pretty much maxed out. See a bunch of battles going on down here near Aquila Harbor disaster. We did pull our division out of there, so we're at least partially responsible for the 4th Division routing. Sorry, boys. Meanwhile, they're going to attack the fort down there. I don't know why I got that right up. I didn't have any troops down there. Okay. I got to get my supply up. The Butcher Division and Cavalry Division supply is improving. All right. Why am I getting these notifications of wounded in action and stuff? Colonel M. McCook is rehabilitated. Colonel McCook recovered. I should also double check. All my commanders are currently healthy, right? No one's wounded in action. Because we did fight a couple battles. Oh, nice. I can merge the 14th and Pennsylvania and 1st Vermont. I think I should do that. I don't know that I have prestige enough to raise a new regiment, but... I need 143 prestige. I can raise a 500-man regiment. So we're going to do that. I don't have enough prestige to get the Spencers, but in any event. So that'll be nice. That'll increase the size of my command by about 400 cavalrymen. Once they're raised. Need more fame. How am I doing here? 4 more days. Okay. All right, so the Rebs are winning down here south of us. Not much change to the west, as far as I can tell. Our readiness for our force is getting up there. I am a little worried about how many troops the enemy might have down here. A lot of these seem to be small corps, but like 6 of them all or whatever will add up. But we'll wait till everybody's in the green. We're going to wait till we're nice and ready. All right. Finished your studies. Initiative increased. Actions here. So let's see what we can do to improve my fame. I can gamble to get more money. Spend 20 prestige or $200 to get 250 more prestige. Throw a party. Or get more recruits. Let's do throw a party. Give me 250 more prestige. It'll take 16 days. Okay, so come on, boys. Get ready for war. Let's go. I don't want to have to campaign in the winter. It's already early August. It'll be mid-August at the earliest before we're ready to move. But this readiness, really, despite the fact that I have an excellent administrator and have a full staff, this counter ticks up real slow. You know, disaster in the valley at Staunton, the southern end of the valley. Pause this. Is there anything I can do logistically for the Butcher Division? Siege firepower, telegraph, balloon, intel, movement speed. Ambulance Corps reduces casualties. All right, let's do the one that gives me more men back after casualties are taken. All right, so we'll spend more time waiting. Waiting, ever so waiting. Hopefully the war doesn't end while we're waiting. All right, so August 10th. Fair bit of fighting going on in the valley here. Looks like we won a battle, or that's not even the valley, is it? That's east of the valley. Yeah, camp is getting boring. It's going to be a late summer offensive. It's probably going to be September when I get into the green. And that's when we'll go. Charlottesville Bridge. Oh, there's some fighting going on down here. Charlottesville. Oh, that 18th Division is closing in on the flank of Hanover Junction. No one's down by Richmond yet, but... All right. So the Rebs are still winning some battles. Come Come on, readiness. Let's go. Well, when we post this to YouTube, it'll just be the logistics episode, because that's what we spent the whole first half of this thing doing. Disaster at Charlottesville. So not a uniform success. We did get driven back. Apparently they're retreating deeper into the interior of the rebellion. Rebs have a nice strong line here, southern end of the valley, out west into West Virginia, southern edge of West Virginia. They've got a thin line near Sperryville and Culpeper Courthouse, and then a concentrated force here near Aquillas Landing. Ford's Division 8,000. Army of Virginia. I'm really curious. Also, our throw a party thing was accomplished, so we got a little bit more prestige. All right, what do they all have down here? Ford's Division 8,000. Imboden's Division 7,500, so that's 15,500. Army of Virginia is just in headquarters with some guns. Fields Corps 2,900, so that's what? 15,500 plus 2,900, 17,500. 18,400. Then they've got Huger's division for another 9,000, so that's 27,400 troops north of Fredericksburg. And then the Army of Pennsylvania, which I'm assuming here is mostly just a headquarters. So they would outnumber us by about 50% in a very disorganized way if we were to strike south. Maybe not quite that. We're up to 23,000 men. All right, let's get our, we'll probably strike out. I think we'll, if I were writing orders here, I would say begin the offensive on the 1st of September. I think that's what we'll wait for. We are into the green for the Butcher Division. The Cavalry Division's lagging a little bit here. Oh, I need to give myself an action, right? Spend another $200 and throw another party. Or increase our money by 500. Who do we even reconcile with? Lately, you've seen too many incidents and you're unsure about your future as an officer. Seek reassurance to decrease the chance for further incidents. Would that get rid of my mischievous trait? I don't know. But we'll see what the Lord has in store for us in 16 days. Seek reassurances. Probably should have gone just with the option to give me more prestige, but... So the Butcher Division is ready. It's in green. Another disaster at Charlottesville. Benjamin's Cavalry Division is more slowly getting their logistics in order. Apparently there's a battle going on at Chesapeake, which I don't know why, but it says there's stuff being routed down there. 40,000 men under Major General Lee, 41,000 under Patterson. Federal Major victory. Oh, that was a previous battle. Never mind. I think. Does say some stuff's going on here, though. Improve self-esteem. You have a bad tendency to feel uncertain of yourself, especially in the company of other officers. Good thing you have a friend in the form of a conforming staff officer. So do I have 2 companions now? All right, so let's get to September 1st. All right, well, let's get to September 2nd, I guess. Okay. All right, September 2nd. I think we're ready to move. That notice was just something because my staff are not, because the reassurance was done. Another 8 days on that. Yeah, so we have 2. We have a persuasive logistician and we have a conforming staffer as our companions. So we've got 2 companions plus 9 staffers. So we've got an 11-man retinue that is riding with us everywhere we go on the battlefield, presumably. That's a nice little headquarters, plus probably messengers and other things like that. All right, so let's get to September 2nd. I think we're ready to move. All right, so September 2nd. I think we're ready to move. All right, so September 2nd. I think we're ready to move. All right, so September 2nd. I think we're ready to move. All right, so September 2nd. I think we're ready to move. All right, so September 2nd. I think we're ready to move. All right, so September 2nd. I think we're ready to move. All right, so September 2nd. I think we're ready to move. All right, so September 2nd. I think we're ready to move. All right, so September 2nd. I think we're ready to move. All right, so September 2nd. I think we're ready to move. All right, so September 2nd. I think we're ready to move. All right, so September 2nd. I think we're ready to move. All right, so September 2nd. I think we're ready to move. All right, so September 2nd. I think we're ready to move. All right, so September 2 Hey, Toa. Tried to play the Ultimate General Civil War and failed the tutorial. Well, Ultimate General American Revolution is just around the corner, so get ready. All right, so let's take a look here. First Division is completely ready, completely in the green, all the way to the right. Second Division, or Butcher Division, is close. And then the Cavalry Division just barely into the green. 2,600 men in the Cavalry Division. There are 2,100 disabled troops. Is that just because the troops haven't recruited yet? Okay, we're going to wait one more day. I know I said the 1st of September, and now it's the 2nd of September. But apparently the 1st Vermont will be with us in a day. So let's go ahead and fast forward one more day. I know we're losing daylight, per se. But if I can get that last regiment to join our army. There we go. So the 1st Rhode Island has been recruited. They are in position. So we've got 800 men in the 1st Rhode Island, 900 men in the 2nd Iowa Cavalry, 14th Pennsylvania, 400 men, the 1st Vermont, 500 men. Also, Lieutenant Colonel Thomas Crittenden does not like me. But I promoted him, so now he likes me. You can be a colonel. Will you like me then? All right, so each of our... All right, so we've got 15 guns in each division. I think that's a nice amount. 30 guns for 20,000 men. Maybe a little bit light. But Stone's division has 11,400 men ready to march out. 1st Division, 3,500 men. 2nd Division, 4,000 men. 3rd Division, 3,800 men. Those numbers are low for a division. Or actually, those are brigades. Sorry. So those are actually very healthy brigade numbers. 3rd Brigade is the 15 guns. Then Hobart's division, 2nd Division, the Butcher Division, is up to 9,900. So we've got 21,000 infantry ready to move. 3,500 in von Steinwehr's division. 3,300 in Thomas Sweeney's division. 2,800 in Kiefer's division. Sorry, brigade. 15 guns in Spencer's artillery battalion. And then Butler's division has 2 brigades of cavalry, only 2 regiments in each brigade, so smaller formations. There are 2,600 men in his cavalry division. Cavalry divisions tended to be a bit smaller. Campbell's brigade is 960 men, and Harriman's brigade is 1,700 men. All told, the Department of Virginia, which is the army that we are commanding, 24,125 men, 842 walking wounded, and 330 guns ready to roll. So what are we going to do? Our objective for this formation is going to be to march south and to scatter this formation here north of Fredericksburg. We've got the Army of Virginia here, which is really just a headquarters unit. We've got the Field Corps, 2,900 men. We've got Huger's division, 9,500 men. Imboden's division, 7,500 men. Again, these are intel numbers, so they could be wrong, but that's 17,000. We'll round to 20,000. Ford's division, 8,000 men. So if you do the 20, that's 28,000 men. And I think this is just a headquarter, I think, in the Army of Pennsylvania. God help us if it's not. So an estimate of 28,000 men down here near Aquila's Landing. Be nice if we could figure out a way. What I'm thinking would be ideal is if we could figure out a way to get down here and just engage the lead elements here. If we just stay out of the range of the reinforcements, then perhaps we can defeat the rebels in detail. That would be nice. But you can see there's a lot of fighting going on sort of in the left flank. That's been the case all along, sort of between the valley and the extremities of West Virginia. There's been a lot of back and forth fighting. We haven't been able to crack the front door to Richmond, but I'm hoping with 24,000 men directly under my command, we can do that. So the Department of Virginia, 1st Division, march down here in the Army of Virginia. Butcher Division, march with them. I don't know if there's a way to synchronize our movements. If we could just say, move the whole army here. There might be. I don't know if there is or not. Or if we have to individually tell these guys to move. Department of Virginia HQ. Also go with them. That's one of the things that, like, War to End All Wars by Ajod had like a command for the forces to synchronize. So I'm not sure how that works. So the formations are moving. Pause. So the HQ unit is out ahead of everybody else. So this army's coming in scattered. Not exactly what I wanted to do. But it looks like the Department of Pennsylvania and the 3rd Division and 4th Division. So we've actually got 54,000 men in 2 days' march of this battle. The initial fight has just the Department of Virginia. 10 hours later, the Cavalry Division comes online. 4 hours after that, the 1st Division. And then 6 hours after that, the Butcher Division. So it's going to take us a good day for everybody to come online. So we'll deploy to defend. So we deploy to defend. It looks like the Rebs are going to attack us. But now that we've done that, we've bought ourselves considerably more time. All these counters move forward a bit. All right, my unit is engaged in a siege. Okay, so I ordered to deploy in defense, which shifted this battle into a siege battle by the looks of it. Not sure why there's so few troops in the siege battle. This is strange. Do more troops arrive? Yes. Okay, everybody's coming online. Okay, so we're up to 20,000 infantry, okay, so the whole force is here versus about an equal number of rebel forces. So I think what we are going to do is we are going to assault the enemy position. I suppose we could wait a few more hours for additional troops to show up and just crush them. And actually, I think I'll command all the troops on that battlefield. Or maybe I won't. Why is it Harrison Hobart? Oh, because he's the division commander. But I can fight. Should be present here, right? Cavalry Division. Butcher Division. I don't really know how the Corps works. Cannibal, thank you very much for the gift subs. Appreciate the support. That is very generous of you. 5 gifted subs. Congratulations to Dr. Black Phoenix. PB4, you go to bed. Slicer. Tin Flash. And Chronothark. Enjoy the subs. All right, so we are going to assault the enemy, but we're going to do it in the next episode because we've been going for almost an hour. I know this episode probably wasn't the most exciting, but I did warn you up front it was going to be a lot of logistics and reorganization, and I thought it probably makes sense to do it this way because I'm sure folks are interested in more than just the battles, and they want to see how the mechanics work of moving stuff around and equipping troops and things like that. So you got a pretty good look at that in this episode. With that being said, the next episode will be a pretty big battle, so hopefully you see you there. Let me know your thoughts below if you want to see more of this, And without further ado, until next time, this is the Historical Gamer saying thank you for watching, and until next time, I'm out.